Hello. You just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Your patience while holding is appreciated. Our representatives are working hard to get you closer to the guys on top of the pit boxes, over the wall, and on your radio dial. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Tony Rizzuti and Kid Cruz.
Hi again and welcome to MRN Crew Call. I am Tony Rizzuti. You know the guy next to me. You love him. You adore him.
Thank you. Tweet me, please.
We all just want to be him for one day. He is Kid Cruz. How you doing, Kid?
I'm doing well. It feels like we haven't been here for like weeks. I don't know why. It was a long week.
It does feel that way,
doesn't it? Yeah, it's odd.
I know the folks watching are excited we're back. By the way, you can join our conversation. You can tweet us on the amazing Twitter machine. At MRN Radio is the handle. Use the hashtag AskMRN. You can also call our fan forum hotline, professional broadcaster, 844-4ASK-MRN. We love to hear those. We get some doozies.
Yeah, they're fun. Don't lead us down the road to stumbles already, by the way. That's challenged me a couple of weeks ago, but I think we're going to do all right. We're going to be smooth. We're going to be good today.
Are
we? Be good today.
All right.
Yeah.
Pressure's on now. Great show this afternoon. Joey Meier, championship spotter for Brad Keselowski, pilot, host of Motorsports Monday on the program.
My all-time favorite NASCAR crew member ever.
He brings you swag.
That's why I love him.
We'll do a little show and tell with that later. And then we're going to call the Postman.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Post, MRN pit reporter, host of Wing Nation. That's on MAV TV, MRN.com.
He's also on our other show, the radio show, NASCAR USA. The Postman contributes to that, too.
MRN is almost Postman Radio.
Well, that's true.
The man is, he's a hustler out there. We love having him on. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to learn some new things about Steve, which will be pretty cool. I think a lot of fans may not know. And then we will close it out with our ever popular, incredibly challenging game show 5 on 5 off.
I've only lost once. Only one time I've lost. What am I, 3-1?
I believe that's
Darn you,
the
Alex
case.
Hayden. But the Postman's going down today, that's for sure.
Category today, folks, add it up.
Add it up.
Add it up. You know, speaking of add it up, Violent Femmes, Echo and the Bunnymen, they're going out on a 16-city U.S. tour in July.
Okay.
Fan of either band?
Not really. I'm excited about U2, the Joshua Tree tour that they're doing, the anniversary tour.
Yeah.
That's
you and I are both huge music people. We
yeah, but I
music.
didn't go to. Yeah, I don't know. You're getting into weird stuff.
No, I'm segueing. It's a professional thing.
Oh.
Speaking of music, I know you had a chance in this crew cut to talk to somebody that the folks here at MRN, we all know and love, Granger Smith.
Yeah, we'll give you a little sneak preview of what we're going to talk about, I guess, on NASCAR USA this weekend. Yeah, Granger Smith. You may know his song. Maybe you don't know him. I'll introduce you to one of the rising stars in country music. Did you know, Tony, he's released about 8 albums, but only one big commercial success. 8 albums. He released them independently. I mean, the dude's been around for like 10 years. He's huge in Texas. That's why we're talking about him. He grew up in Texas. But did you ever really spend much time at the track when you were in Texas, Granger Smith?
Well, growing up in Texas, you know, we were kind of the last of the southern states to get NASCAR until Texas Motor Speedway. And then all of a sudden it became a big deal. And it kind of came at an important time in my life when that was influential. And so then I started getting into it, and I went out and I went to Bristol. And NASCAR is one of those sports where you could see it a couple times on ESPN, but you really have to go to a speedway and experience it and feel it. Just such a cool sport and such a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, Remington is Granger Smith's album. We'll play some of the music and we'll talk about his path from Texas to Nashville. Back to Texas, back to Nashville. It's going to be on NASCAR USA this weekend. Just go to MRN.com, click on the stations tab. You can find a radio station near you and listen to us on NASCAR USA.
Yeah, I always love what you do on that show.
Thank you.
Marty Huff puts that together. It's quality entertainment on the weekends. Hey, when we come back, speaking of quality entertainment, we'll talk to Joey Meier, host of Motorsports Monday. He's up next here on MRN Crew Call.
Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy 1 bottle, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Keep your engine clean and improve performance with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Buy 1, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Log on to CreekstoneFarms.com right now for free Black Angus beef sirloins from Creekstone Farms. Use the promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com and score free premium Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. Creekstone Farms' juicy Master Chef Choice top sirloins are always a winner. Use promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com for your MRN offer of free sirloins. Good while supplies last.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
You've reached MRN Crew Call. This show may be monitored for quality assurance. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. This show may be monitored for quality assurance and training. I can't do it. I just can't. Here's Tony and Kid.
Wow, Susie Q taking a shot at us there.
Thanks a lot. What did we do to her? I thought we were buds.
You know she's right.
Well, it's true, but the truth hurts, Tony. Sometimes the truth hurts.
This is a quality program in a totally different
I'm going to give her a talking to on the Twitter. By the way, my address will be up here shortly. Please tweet me. And I'm going to harass her on Facebook.
He needs tweets.
Too.
He needs followers.
Yeah,
he needs likes.
Yes, I do.
He's the real Kid Cruz. Hey, we heard Granger Smith talking about Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a little bit different look to Texas Motor Speedway when we get there this weekend.
Yeah.
We've got a repave. We'll ask Joey Meier about that here in a little bit. Completely new repave. It's the same compound and mixture that they used at Kentucky recently. So we have a little bit of background in that. It's a little bit more durable, but it does have some wear. They've been able to increase that because that's always the worry. You repave a track. It's so polished that you don't get good racing, but I think they have that and a little bit of changes to the banking. So it'll be a different Texas Motor Speedway when we head down there this weekend. But now let's bring in the host of Motorsports Monday. He's the championship spotter for Brad Keselowski. He's also Brad's pilot. He is Joey Meier. Joey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, man, guys, how are you? Good afternoon. And Mr. Cruz, welcome to a program with you and Rizzuti. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm going to bring out my show and tell already. I have this amazing race-used hat.
Look at that.
Miller Lite hat straight from Victory Lane at Martinsville.
Got some
and it reeks of sweat and stale beer, and I love it.
You know what that's called, and when you bottle it, it's called Victory.
Hey, Joey, Victory's a lot of fun, and congrats once again on the win at Martinsville. How popular a win was this for Brad, for yourself, and for the entire Team Penske team?
I don't know if popular is a good word. I don't know if Brad and the Miller Lite team have ever been popular amongst a larger group of people, i.e., like we see with a Dale Jr. But the interesting fact of our victory was it was a milestone, the 70th anniversary for Martinsville. It was the 1,000th Cup race for Team Penske. And for a number of races, Brad and Paul and those guys have always been competitive at Martinsville, but for one reason or another, were never able to capture a victory. So it was very, very important. Obviously, the short term was having Paul back on the box after taking a week off the previous week, but having him back on the box and then being able to take a car that was capable of winning the race and running all 500 laps and putting that car in victory lane.
I was popping bottles in my living room. I was there on the couch. No, my girlfriend is upset. The sofa's a little soaked right now. It smells like
that's a whole nother story. We don't even want to go there.
Hey, Joey, as a pilot, how many miles are you logging during the course? I want to ask a calendar year, but more specifically during the NASCAR season.
If we only flew to the NASCAR races from our home airport here in Statesville, North Carolina, we log about 108 to 110 hours a year. We don't keep track of mileage, but if you figure our block speeds are around 400 knots, you guys have a calculator in front of you for the mileage. But we do quite a bit more flying because of Brad's requirements with his sponsors associated with Team Penske, with Miller Lite and Worth and Alliance Truck Parts. But then he also is the team owner for Brad Keselowski Racing. And we have some wonderful sponsors up there that he's always satisfying as well, with Cooper Standard, Maurice, and Sequent, and those kind of natures. LTI came on board. So at the end of the year, we double our flying with our sponsor requirements, and we're a little over 220 hours a year. And again, we're averaging 400 knots in the airplane we're flying. So I'll let you guys do the math on that. But about 220 or so hours a year.
We're not very good at math.
Hey, Joey, you and I met for the first time back over on Highway 3 back in the Hornaday truck days, and that's when you really started to spend some time spotting for Ron during practices and then moving up through the DEI roster as the main spotter. What would you say would be the difference change? Let me rephrase that. What's been the biggest change since you were a spotter then to what it is now? Because it seems like it's almost a full-time position now for guys.
Well, yeah, no, it is a full-time position. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when a spotter went to the roof, he carried 2 radios and his headset. And if a guy was really, really prepared, he carried an extra battery with him. Mm-hmm. Nowadays we carry backpacks and luggages on the roof because we have multiple radios we wear all the time. Most of us wear between 4 and 5 radios a race. We have 4 radios from NASCAR and 1 on our fan vision that we can listen to. We have multiple batteries for every device, multiple cables. A lot of us, including myself, even wear extra headsets. But the job itself has expanded to just more than green flag, white flag, checkered flag. We're giving a lot more information to the drivers that require it, i.e. my driver is one of those drivers, as well as the crew chiefs, because if we're giving our driver information, it allows the crew chiefs to stay on the pit box and do their job more efficiently. And I think that's what this job has become, is it's alleviating or relieving some of the responsibility during the race from the crew chief, simply so he can do a better job on his own, trying to manage the race, which is what his job should be. He shouldn't be worried about water and oil pressure. That's more of a spotter reliability now that we're taking care of those ideas. And as far as pit roads, and there's more rule requirements on where you line up and not getting involved in pit road incidences. And I see, as a spotter has taken on more responsibility, I think you see less accidents, specifically on pit road.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Joey, I think we have about 30 seconds here before the break. Real quick, going into Texas, what are your thoughts? The drivers are going in blind, is that correct? The new repave, and there's been no practice, no track time at all?
Yeah, this will be the first time we've seen Texas Motor Speedway since the repave, except for a couple of guys who have gone around rental cars. We experienced a similar situation with a very similar kind of track in Kentucky with a very similar pavement, but we were able to test there before the race. NASCAR does give us a little extra time on Friday, but we are definitely going in blind. It'll be an interesting day on Friday afternoon.
Joey, we look forward to seeing the race down at Texas Motor Speedway. Hopefully Brad can get to victory lane again. Thanks so much for what you do for here at MRN. I know sometimes you sit in with the guys in the booth from time to time. Obviously, we love your work on Motorsports Monday, every Monday at noon, and appreciate you being part of the team here at MRN.
Absolutely, guys. Good job on the crew call, and enjoy the call. Thanks.
There he goes, Joey Meier. Yeah, not only just the new pavement, turns 1 and 2 now going from 24 degrees down to 20 degrees, and they've widened that surface. Yeah. So even if you had the old notebook, you got a little bit different look going into turns 1 and 2.
During the break, do you want to smell my hat?
I'm going to pass
smell my hat.
On smelling the hat. But we do need to take a break. When we come back, the Postman makes a house call.
Yeah.
Steve Post on the phone when we return on MRN Crew Call.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility when you replace your worn wiper blades with Bosch Pure Vision wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts and get a $10 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. Get premium wiper blades that ensure clear vision in any weather with Bosch Pure Vision wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Online and on the air, MRN is live from the track on MRN.com and the MRN app. Check out all MRN race broadcasts, pole qualifying and practices, plus exclusive motorsports programming live on your computer or mobile device. Or go to MRN.com to find your local radio station's online stream. Don't miss a second of NASCAR racing action. Listen live online at MRN.com, the MRN app, or your local station.
Thank thank you for listening to our program. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. If you don't, tell them we're Winged Nation. You're being transferred back to Tony and Kid.
Wow. Now she's attacking Wing Nation. Susie Q. Armstrong
Making
taking
a lot of
shots at
enemies
everybody
this week,
today.
Yeah.
By the way, if you wonder what we do during the break, Kid was doing some origami over here.
Yeah, you have the cards and I have paper, so I fold it over. I had like a Joey Meier section. I got a Postman section.
He's folding
No
things,
peeking.
so you didn't miss anything. Let's go to the guest line and bring in MRN pit reporter and the host of the show you just heard about, Wing Nation, which you see every Saturday on MAV TV. You hear it and see it here on MRN.com on Tuesdays, also Wing Nation weekend during the week. He is the Postman, Steve Post. How we doing, Steve?
Gentlemen, I am doing well. Hope all is well with you.
We're good. Susie taking I don't even know what that was. I guess any publicity for Wing Nation's good publicity, right?
As long as you spell the name right. That's what they say, you know. I mean, and I'm glad we're spelling Wing Nation and not origami, which I couldn't imagine how you even spell that, let alone do it.
There you go. Hey, Steve, we've been asking all the guys that have been part of MRN how they got their start, because I think it's interesting. When and how did you get your start as an MRN announcer?
Well, I had moved from Pennsylvania down to North Carolina. I did PR, and actually, Tony, that's where you and I had met. I was doing PR on the Truck Series, did PR for Ricky Rudd, and when I was doing Rudd's PR for Texaco Havlin, befriended people in the sport, and one of the guys I befriended was David Hyatt, our president. And at some point I said, I'd like to try an audition one time, because it is what I wanted to do. I did radio up in Pennsylvania, so it would have been probably 2002, the fall race at New Hampshire. I did an audition, and it was an interesting audition when you look at it. It was a modified tour race on Friday afternoon. It was after Cup Series qualifying for the New Hampshire race, and ironic about it, or interesting in that there were three of us on that audition that actually continue to this day with MRN. I was in the same audition class as Kyle Rickey, who does the turns for us and continues to do Coast to Coast on MRN.com. And while Ryan Horn had been hired as a producer, it was an on-air audition for him. So little did we realize at the time that 2002 audition was going to, I'm not sure if it was going to be the best day in the history of MRN or could be the worst day in the history of MRN. But so we did that, and then 2003, I was able to work, I think I had 10 or 12 races in that first year.
Also, shout out to Kyle Rickey. He's actually watching the show on Facebook Live, so we appreciate that, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Steve, you were a writer for Gator News. You've done PA. You mentioned your work as a PR rep. What was life like for you on that side of the business versus being on the broadcasting side?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the PR work, but I'll be honest with you, I was spoiled rotten. And Tony, you've done PR along the way, and a lot of the good side or bad side of PR comes from just the level of cooperation you have within the team and with the driver. I was totally blessed in that I had Ricky Rudd, who was just an absolute pro. I had Tony Roper, I had Randy Tolsma, I had Kenny Wallace for him. And so I had a really good list of guys so we could have fun and be creative and go out and beat the drum. And, the PR side of it, you're fielding a lot of requests and you're trying to make things work and trying to grow, grow the message, grow the whatever the message is, or spread the news or whatever it is. And so, but I always enjoyed that and enjoyed working in the garage area and working with drivers and working with teams and developed some friendships that are still around today with the people on the teams that I work with. And so that was great. On the radio side, it's a little bit more cut and dried, and you're more dealing with the PR people asking them, hey, can I get your driver? Can I get this or can I get that? And so, it's kind of the opposite side of the ledger. But I was fortunate in that I wasn't one of those PR people that had a driver or a team where I had to say no a heck of a lot. Usually mine was, let me see how we can make it work.
Hey, Steve, you're among the group of radio and TV folks who are covering the action from pit road. You guys are racking up the steps on your Fitbit throughout the race day, even the entire weekend. And obviously you work up an appetite. So I understand NASCAR, of course, has stage racing. But the Postman, you've just introduced or mastered stage eating. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Like I am. We just wrapped up at Martinsville, okay, and I am not a huge Martinsville quantity guy. I'm not one of those guys that's doing 12 hot dogs a day or anything like that. I'm more of a 2-a-day guy, and I love the Martinsville hot dog, but I'm a 2-a-day guy. And it used to be prior to stage racing, what I used to do is I used to wait till after the second half, sometime after lap 250, lap 300, I'd go to the concession stand and grab 2 hot dogs. Well, the problem is you inevitably, the minute you get 2 hot dogs in your hand, one of the drivers in your area is going to have a flat tire, and you're going to drop a hot dog. You're going to have to throw a hot dog out to run down to that end of pit road. So what I did this time at the end of the stages, at the end of lap 130 and then 260, I went up and got 1 hot dog at the end of each stage, and that way it was much easier and there was no stress. I think while stage racing has added stress to drivers, like the stress that Kyle Busch had at the end of the first stage on Sunday afternoon, stage racing has de-stressed hot dog eating for me up at Martinsville. It was fantastic, and I had twice the pleasure because I got to enjoy hot dogs twice during the race.
Yes, and our good friend Robby Maze actually caught you in the act. Got a picture of you standing there with the microphone in one hand, hot dog in the other. Hey, we got about 30 seconds before we need to take a break and play the game, but we've talked about Wing Nation. Obviously, it's become much more than just a radio show and a TV show. It's really become a movement. Where do you hope to see Wing Nation grow among the sprint car fan base, say, over the next 2 to 3 years?
I have no idea because I never thought it'd be what it is today. So I'm kind of just along for the ride. The way I look at Wing Nation is we're just fans with really, really good access. And that's really what I want to keep it as. We've got a couple of things we're doing. We're going to Knoxville, it looks like, later this year. We're going to Jackson, Minnesota. We may be going somewhere else along the way. So we want to take it on the road a little bit. But we just want to be super fans. That's all we want to be because we love our sprint car racers.
I need you to be a super contestant coming up. We're going to play a little game show, 5 on 5 off. You need to beat this guy. Are you ready to go?
Happen.
I'm ready to go. Let's bring it on.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, 5 on 5 off. It's Postman versus Kid on Crew Call.
When your battery goes dead, everything comes to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing? MRN.com. Opinion pieces from award-winning motorsports writers? MRN.com. Race schedules, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
And that you're supposed to be having fun.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
The Superman colors with Jimmy Johnson.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
So I have to challenge myself more to stay balanced with my personal and professional life.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Time now for Motor Racing Network's #1 game show. The game where MRN talent prove their mettle against the unshakable Kid Cruz to see if they've truly earned the right to sit atop the pit box or if they're simply a tool. It's 5 on, 5 off on MRN Crew Call.
Welcome back to the old show, Graham. Getting ready for 5 on, 5 off. But I'll tell you what, Steve, all this hot dog talk,
yeah,
it's made me hungry. You know what's made me hungry for?
What's that?
Creekstone.
Ooh.
Little steak action. And fans, don't forget, you can log on to creekstonefarms.com right now for free Black Angus beef sirloins, just like that, from Creekstone Farms. Use the promo code MRN Sirloin, SIRLOIN at creekstonefarms.com. You'll score free premium Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. Creekstone Farms Juicy Master Chef Choice Top Sirloins are always a winner. Use promo code MRN Sirloin at creekstonefarms.com for your MRN offer of free sirloins, good while supplies last. All right, let's play the game. Steve's on hold. He can't hear the answers. Remember, it's not getting the exact answer. It's getting as close as you can. Donald Culver is sitting in for Robby Maze today. Donald,
nice.
put 45 seconds on the old clock, if you would.
I'm
And
nervous.
Kid, your time starts right now.
Okay.
How much did the Texas Motor Speedway repave cost?
$2.5 million.
Hole number 16 at Augusta National, home of the Masters, traditionally plays how many yards?
175.
The human body contains how many pints of blood?
32, and the human head weighs 8 pounds.
How many points does a compass have?
How many points?
Yeah. How many points on a compass?
Like every little notch is a point. I mean,
Got,
4 north, south, east,
12
west.
seconds.
You
You
get
can
4
work
points?
it out however you need to.
4 points? I don't
4
know.
points.
Just like 100.
What year did the Violent Femmes release the song Add It Up?
1987.
All right, there we go. Just in time.
What's up with these questions? Points.
They're random, dude. Let's see how the postman does.
I
Steve, you
blew
back
it
with
today.
us? Hello, Steve.
Hey, hey.
There he is. There he is. All right, Kid thinks he's blown it this week, which is a good thing if we can get a win here. All right, Donald's going to put 45 seconds. You just have to get as close to these random questions as you can. They're a little bit goofy, so just play along with this. 45 seconds are on the clock. Postman, your time starts right now. How much did the Texas Motor Speedway repave cost?
$7 million.
Hole number 16 at Augusta National, home of the Masters, traditionally plays how many yards?
337 and a half.
The average human body contains how many pints of blood?
8.
How many points are there on a compass?
16.
What year did the Violent Femmes release the song Add It Up?
I have no idea. I'm going to go 1997.
All right, there we go. Postman's on the board. He had 4 seconds. Dude, he's
Could be
quick.
pretty good. Yeah.
He's quick. All right, let's find out the answers to these intriguing questions that the world wants to know. Let's bring in producer Daryl Smith. Daryl, we had the first question for these two guys. How much did the Texas Motor Speedway repave cost, as I popped the mic? Kid said, and Steve said, the correct answer, $5 million. Postman was actually closer. Posty gets the point. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Hole number 16 at Augusta National traditionally plays how many yards? Fellas, it's a par 3. Kid said.
175.
And Steve said.
337.5.
The correct answer
is 170.
170
nice,
yards.
there you go.
It's traditionally the skipping hole. The guys like to skip the balls in the practice round there. And trust me, if you watch the Masters this week, it will be pivotal down the stretch as to who wins. Number 16. We're tied 1-1. Third question, the average human body contains how many pints of blood? Kid Cruz said.
32.
And Steve Post said.
8.
The correct answer.
9.
Posty.
Whoa.
He knows
Man,
his biology.
I was close on that one.
Look at you.
I am
Look
in
at
a
that.
hole. This is awful.
All right, now we have the confusing question to old Kid Cruz over here. How many points are on a compass? Kid said.
4.
He eventually got to 4. Steve said.
16.
And the correct answer.
32.
32 points on a compass. No Boy Scouts in the group.
Put in by the Postman. I've lost. I've already
Posty's
lost.
won this thing. You can,
Yes.
Look, you can regain a little bit of pride. At least make it close here.
I got this one. I'm going to get this one.
You
Okay,
think you
so
got
it'll-
this one?
Yep. So
All
it'll be
right, the
3-2.
Violent Femmes released the song Add It Up in what year? Kid Cruz said.
1987.
And Steve Post said.
1997.
The correct answer.
1983.
1983. So Steve
You know,
wins
ironically,
3-2.
Ironically, if you know my dating and married life, I should have been better on Violent Femmes. You know, I should have known that better.
There you go. Postman gets the win, which was outstanding.
hang my head
You've
in
now
defeat.
lost to Alex and Steve. So I think what the key is, we just need to bring in more pit reporters.
Yeah,
right?
pit reporters, we got it going on in there.
No,
They
I want
know-
some turn guys.
they always
Can we
know
get an
what's going
engineer?
on.
I want an engineer. No, I don't want an engineer. I
Hey,
want a board up.
Hey, Postman, real quick, who are we going to have on the MAV TV Wing Nation show this Saturday?
This is a great show. Kyle Larson
Ooh.
in studio Saturday morning.
In
He does
studio.
that little-
Nice.
Yeah, in studio. He does that little NASCAR thing that's going pretty good this year. But we're going to talk a little about that, but a lot about sprint cars and about family. And that's 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on MAV TV.
Oh, that's a can't miss show right there.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I'm going to try and top that next week from the Fast and Furious fame, movie superstar Michelle Rodriguez. How about that?
On this program?
How about I get her on the show?
Wow, it's a game of toppers here, Steve. I think we created a
Now
new
you're
game.
talking.
Hey, thanks for your time this afternoon, buddy, and we'll hear you. Richmond, I guess, will be the next broadcast.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
There he is, Steve
Thank
Post.
you.
That's a good show. Quality show.
Other than the fact that I lost, I really had a good time.
That's all right. Occasionally you have to lose.
Bring
or
out the hat again.
You got the beer smell
Yep.
hat. You got the wet couch at home. We learned way too much
Stale
on this
Miller
version
Lite and
of Crew
Sweat.
Call. For Kid Cruz, I'm Tony Rizzuti. We'll see you next week right here on MRN Crew Call.
You've been listening to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Wednesday at noon on MRN.com or on the MRN app. MRN Crew Call is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. MRN Crew Call is a production of the Motor Racing Network. Goodbye.